G'day everyone, Kate Fantanell or Ladies of Goody Australia here. I am at the Libertarian Party National Convention in Washington DC, and I am sitting here with Australia's favourite libertarian, Spike Cohen. How the bloody hell are ya?
I'm doing so great, Kate. It's good to see you.
So the last time I saw you was in Sydney, Australia for the
Yeah.
Friedman Conference.
Yeah.
What have you been doing since you left, apart from dreaming about being back in Australia?
Yes, so that's actually true. I'll talk about that in a second. We have been all over the country of America. Obviously, I'm back in the States. Our organization, You Are the Power, has been growing by leaps and bounds. We have been uncovering child trafficking operations by state governments. We have been stopping eminent domain abuses. Do you have eminent domain?
I don't know.
Okay,
Please explain.
the government decides they want to take your property, and so they just do. It's supposed to be for things like roads or maybe parks, but more and more it's just used because they think someone else might be able to use it better, and so they give you pennies on the dollar for whatever they say that it's worth. We've been putting a stop to a lot of that at the local level, and just all sorts of incredible stuff. So I've been keeping busy and doing all sorts of great stuff. But yes, it is true. Tash and I, when we were leaving Australia, we legitimately did not want to leave, and we had such a great time there. And a few times I would think I was back in Australia, and something weird would happen. And I'd realize that I was dreaming, and I'd wake up and I'd be all disappointed that I was not there. So
I think I'm the opposite. I dream about waking up in America every day. So maybe we should switch.
So we came up with a possible plan. We might be able to fix this. That I will take on the persona of Kate Fantanell, and she will be Spike Cohen, and we'll just.
No one will even notice.
And we're not going to change anything. I'm not going to try to be feminine. You can do whatever you want. I mean, however you want to try to play that. I'm known for having a salt and pepper beard, so you can try to make that work. I'm going to just look like this. And if you can't accept me as Kate Fantanell, that's a you problem, not a me problem.
Now, a lot of people here and in Australia were asking, why aren't you running to be the presidential nominee for the Libertarian Party?
Well, I'll tell you again, the stuff that we're doing at You Are the Power has been incredible. And we're just getting started. And for me at this time, to tell the families that we're helping and the people who have turned this into their full-time volunteering work that they're doing, to tell them, sorry guys, I'm going to take about a year off to go and run for president. I'll be back. It just didn't seem like it was the right thing to do at this time. I've not ruled out running in the future. Ultimately, it's going to come down, and I've been saying this from the beginning, however I can best help the liberty movement, that's what I will do. I think right now my highest and best use is what we're doing with You Are the Power.
So last night we were at a welcome ceremony event, and you gave a very funny and passionate speech, as you're known for, and you talked about how Trump is coming to speak and RFK Jr.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing for the Libertarians to have these people here?
I think it would be a good thing if we leveraged it to get support and attention for our party and our candidates, particularly the presidential and vice presidential candidate. It would make sense if RFK Jr. talks and then our candidate talks after him, or before him, whichever. And if Trump talks, and either before or after, our candidate talks. They're figuring out in there right now in the other room where the business is happening, how that's going to play out. If that's not what happens, then what will have happened is RFK Jr. and Trump will have come here. The media will have come with them. They will give whatever speech they wanted to give. They'll leave, and the media will leave with them. And so at the very least, it will have been a missed opportunity. My other concern is if we're not able to make sure that the people who are in that room are actually libertarians, and it's not just a bunch of RFK supporters or a bunch of Trump supporters, then the media will be here at our convention. Trump and RFK will be giving their speeches. Their supporters will be there in our chairs cheering them on, and the media coverage will be libertarians cheer on RFK Jr. and Trump. If instead we make sure it's our people that are in those chairs and in that room, and when they say things, we're either politely clapping or outright booing them when we disagree with them, that we at least get that kind of indirect coverage of libertarians boo RFK Jr. or don't support RFK Jr. or don't support Trump. But again, that's not the best use of that. The best use of that is having our candidates there. And unfortunately, we haven't picked our candidates yet.
They're still deciding who gets to vote. It's very different to how we run things in Australia. It's been 5 hours now and they're still deciding which delegates are able to vote. So I think Australian libertarians, for all our criticisms, at least we don't have all these crazy rules. You just have to be a paid member for 12 months and then you can vote at the convention. That's how we do things.
That's usually, it's each of the state affiliates, the state libertarian parties, decides their criteria for how to pick their delegates. And then they come here, and in a relatively reasonable period of time, they all get credentialed and seated. This time we're having some disagreements over who should be seated and who shouldn't be. And it looks like it's working itself out and everyone's being seated, but
it's been a wild morning.
It has been...
and it's still going.
Yes, there are many words to describe what's happening in that other...
So what are you looking forward to the most about this weekend?
Well, I mean, I think first and foremost, just seeing all my Liberty peeps here is always great. I think there's a level of recharge that happens when you've been out in this weary world fighting against corruption and abuse of power, and especially with the work that I do, I'm meeting families whose children are being taken from them for no reason, people who are fighting against having their homes stolen from them, and it can be draining to do that kind of stuff. Even when we win, to know that there are people out there who are doing this to people just because they can. And to meet with a bunch of excited and like-minded people who also want to work to set America free and set the world free, there's a recharging that comes from that. But I guess I'm looking forward to that, and I'm also looking forward to seeing who our candidate is, so we can rally behind that candidate
Who's your prediction?
I couldn't even tell you right now. In most years, by now, you'd have an idea of who it's going to be, or at least a short list. I couldn't tell you right now. It really, I have no idea. I wouldn't make a bet right now. I don't know.
What else are you going to do? So you're going to come back to Australia anytime soon. We miss you down there. We love you down there.
That is up to y'all. I need to come back. It is important for my mental and physical health. It is an existential threat for me to not come back there soon. And so, please, I'm begging all of you, reach out to your various libertarian and pro-liberty organizations and your various Libertarian Party affiliates and at the both state and national level, and tell them it is so important that Spike Cohen and Tasha Cohen and his wife, because Tasha misses you as much as we do, as much as I do, that Spike Cohen and Tasha Cohen come back. It is crucial to the future of the Australian liberty movement, and to Spike and Tasha Cohen personally, that Spike and Tasha Cohen be brought back to Australia. If you get nothing else from this interview, it is absolutely necessary that both I and Tasha come back to Australia as soon as possible and for as long as possible. The last time we were in Melbourne for about a week and in Sydney for about a week, and it was not enough. I would like to visit every state in Australia and the territories as well for as many weeks or months as I think there's probably about 180 days I can be there total. Let's go for that. Let's try to get me and Tasha in Australia for at least like 3 months. I think that's important. I will come up with an incredible statement rationalizing that. But frankly, I can't wait to see y'all again, and I love y'all and hope to be back soon.
Yeah, we were so blessed to have you, and I just have to say personally, when you gave me a You Are the Power bracelet, I put that on my water bottle, and every day I looked at it, and those times when you're fighting for liberty and you feel so alone, and especially in Western Australia where I was living for a long time, and it's getting even more tyrannical now there with their gun laws. You really are an inspiration, so I'm so glad that I can call you my mate.
Thank you.
It's so good to be here. So
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining me, Spike. I'll be bringing you more interviews during this exciting convention, and we'll talk to you soon.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.